Hey Changemakers, thanks so much for joining us for Chapter 2, Ignite Your Vision. I'm joined once again by Catherine from the International Network for Children and Families. And Catherine, you want to tell us a little bit about this chapter? What's in store for us?
I am so excited about this chapter because one of the things we're going to be talking about is the power of visualization. And one of the things is that most people know about visualization, right?
Yeah, heard of it, right?
Yeah, right, great. But the percentage of people who actually do visualization is very, very minimal.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that. So yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah, it sounds like a cool thing.
Yeah.
I'll get around to it.
Right, right. So in this section, we talk a little bit about why don't we use it? If it's such a powerful tool, why don't we use it? And there are 4 reasons, but I'm going to only talk about one.
Okay.
And that one reason is that we're so into immediate results, immediate gratification.
Guilty once again.
Me too. And visualization seems like we don't get much bang for our buck.
Yeah, I can relate to that a lot with wanting to be able to get it here in the now.
Right.
And sometimes even with like the power of prayer, I know that this chapter talks about that too.
Yes.
Sometimes for me, I struggle with being able to say, okay, prayer is going to be a priority in my life because it always feels like it's, time that I don't get to see an immediate result from,
Right.
It feels like I spend time reflecting and talking with God and that I don't get to see immediate changes in the moment. But I will say, even in the moment when I do pray and I really get to the heart of it, I do have less of that sense of stress, more of a sense of purpose, more of an ability to focus and to be appreciative of what I have. So I guess there is something that does happen more in the moment. It's just that tangible result, whether it's that finished project or the money or the 1,000 likes, that part comes later, right? With a lot of work. So.
But there is peace that comes from prayer because it's a way of kind of putting it before God or whoever you pray to and just kind of letting it go and having faith that it's going to happen somehow. It might not look the way you want it to do, but...
Yeah, it's kind of that letting go of control.
Yeah.
There's something, I guess, that can happen for us, right? When we visualize and yet we don't try to force our way upon something.
Right. Boy, that's tough to do. Let go of that control, isn't it? Oh, I'm a control freak.
So I know this chapter also talks a lot about being able to set goals properly in a way that sets us up for success. Do you want to talk a little bit about goal setting?
Yes. One of the things that I think that greatly enhances our success is accountability. And I, for one, have trouble with accountability.
Yeah, that's a dangerous word, right? I'm going to be held accountable. Somebody's going to call me out if I'm off track.
That's right. So one of the keys here is making sure that your accountability partners are very supportive and nurturing and patient, understanding, empathetic, but yet know how to kick your butt.
Right. It's the special balance of a friend, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where they'll keep you on track.
That's
and
right.
they'll do it in love,
That's right.
Honest truth and love. That's what we need.
Yep. So. Yep. So do you ever have trouble setting goals?
Yeah. I feel like I'll try to set a lot or think of a lot of ideas and everything, but then the day-to-day of carrying it out, a lot of times I just get scared of I think it's failure and rejection, Like if I don't reach my goal, what does that say about me as a person? Maybe I'm not
slacker.
Yeah, right. the title I could put on myself. Maybe I'm not that good enough to be able to reach this, or maybe there's 1,000 other people who are so talented with their speaking and are so healthy as a person that I could feel like, whoa, who am I to be able to speak about these things? And so that feeling of intimidation or fear of failure can keep me stuck sometimes from being able to set tangible goals that I can reach.
I hear you. And we'll be talking about that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Cool.
What to do if you have a fear of failure. All right. So another part of making sure that your goals are successful is to make it a journey, make it a fun game for yourself. To not take it so seriously, like the names we call ourselves when we don't, get our goals together. And so it's really important to play with it and have fun with it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't become a heavy burden like, oh gosh, I gotta go do my work today.
What you're talking about actually reminds me a lot of, they talked about for couples, like what makes a healthy relationship. And they talk about things like communication, being able to have quality time together, being able to listen well. And then one of the key components they talked about was play.
Oh.
That they said that couples that kind of play together stay together. So if even if you had the ideal conversation with somebody and you felt like you totally understood each other, if there wasn't like an element of play, something was still missing for that chemistry of a long-term healthy relationship. So maybe like setting long-term healthy goals has to have an element of play as well, where it can be something that it's interactive, it's fun, it doesn't feel like I have to do this, otherwise it means I'm a failure for life, But instead it could be, I'm going to do this because I enjoy it. I remember Ben and Jerry's, them with their ice cream and stuff.
You're making me hungry.
Chunky Monkey, just get it in your mind right now. But for Ben and Jerry's, something that stood out to me that they would say all the time is, if it's not fun, what's the point? When I first heard that, I'm like, if it's not fun, what's the point? Like, it's work. Is it supposed to be fun? But then I realized, like, they're a huge corporation, international, right? And they do so much good for so many causes. And so if fun has been like a key component of their business, I, for one, can learn a lot from what they're doing,
Yeah.
Make it fun and be able to engage others through the process.
Yeah.
So we know, like, as we kind of set out for these goals and we have these ideas and we start to visualize and write these things down, more often than not, we face some setbacks. How do we handle those roadblocks and those disappointments?
Is that a dirty word, setback?
Setback? Yeah, I think it is. You can't say it too loud.
Yes. Well, I think one of the things is accepting the fact that we're going to have setbacks. So often we think we have to have this perfectionistic mindset that if I'm really a good person, if I'm smart enough, if I do enough, if I work hard enough, I won't have setbacks. And that's simply not true.
Yeah, it's true. I know for me, I can take on the mentality of, if I plan and put everything in place, X, Y, and Z, then I'll know that, like, I'm guaranteed to go forward in one constant direction. But I guess something that helps me is what you're saying, just realizing some of the best stories out there, some of the best businesses, some of the best people, they all face times in their life where there's those setbacks, those unexpected twists and turns and pivots that we have to take in order to keep moving forward.
Right. We have some more tips about that, but...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So what's the most limiting factor when it comes to setting and achieving a goal?
Oh, the biggest, baddest, meanest...
You got my attention now. The biggest, baddest, meanest thing
is I'm not going to tell you.
Oh!
You have to read
the
section.
Okay. Suspense, Catherine.
Sorry.
That was good. Okay. Now I just have to guess in my mind.
That's right.
Well, actually, I've read it, but I know the answer. But...
No cheating.
Can't say it. It's good, though. I totally agree with you what you wrote in there. For the reason we really get set back.
Yeah.
And then what's one thing we could start to do, like, right now with this information, with all these goals?
One of the best things you can do for yourself right now is to learn how to celebrate even the littlest successes.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, because our brain, actually, there's a chemical that gets released in our brain that rewards us every time that we celebrate. It's like, good job.
Is that like dopamine or something?
Yeah.
Is that the one? Yeah, the reward system.
Yeah. So it's really a good thing. And so it's important to celebrate, even if it's just calling up a friend and saying, hey, I succeeded in my goal. Or
this might sound silly, but sometimes I'll make those little to-do lists or whatever.
Right.
Or like something that I'm trying to accomplish for the day.
Yeah.
And that little reward of checking the box and crossing it.
I know. It's great,
Sometimes
isn't
I cross it off a few times just to really feel good about it.
Right. I've done that too.
Yeah. But there's something just about being able to have something of like, if I get this done, I'll be able to reward myself with this. That keeps it, keeps the goal in mind and make it fun, like you said.
That's right.
So, could I ask you for a favor?
Sure.
Could we get a little sneak preview of what's involved for Chapter 3?
Sure.
I'm just a little too eager to know.
Yeah. Well, there's one secret that is so powerful. It is like a game changer if we would just do it.
Okay, and that secret is?
Well, I'm not going to tell you what the secret is, but I'll give you a little hint.
All right.
It has to do with how you treat yourself.
Okay, how you treat yourself.
That's right.
Now you got me thinking once again. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to learn more about that, what that means.
And then we're going to talk about, are you a perfectionist? Do you think you're a perfectionist?
I feel like I was before, and I just kind of gave up after a while. I had to face reality, and I'm like, no, if I try to be perfect and everything, I get so exhausted.
Well, after writing this chapter, it made me realize how much of the perfectionistic mindset I still carry with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to talk about that and what to do if you're a perfectionist.
Good, yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, and then we're going to talk about tools to manage your. I don't know if I'm going to be able to say this right. Catastrophizing yourself.
Sounds right. Catastrophizing yourself. It sounds intense.
Yes.
So is that like self-sabotage? Is that similar or different?
It's similar, but catastrophizing is kind of like awfulizing. It's like going to the extreme. You know,
right.
so if your boss yells at you, you go automatically to, I'm going to get fired.
It's the end of the world.
Right.
He's never liked me this whole time.
Right.
You know?
And my wife is going to leave me.
Yeah.
So we tend to go there, you know, from here to there in like a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be talking about some tools about how to not do that in our lives.
How to slow down on the gas pedal, right?
That's right. That's right.
Cool. Well, I'm so excited for that third chapter. Thank you once again, Catherine.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Catherine, for sharing with us about Chapter 2, the power of visualization, igniting your vision. I think it was awesome. Look forward to Chapter 3 to come. And Changemakers, thanks so much for joining us once again, for watching this. Can't wait to be able to interact with you guys and be able to hear how your journey's going for your healthy habits. I'll see you again soon.